single, a mom, an entrepreneur, juggling it all and talking about topics while on the go. Hi, I'm Lisa Waldron, and this is Go 10 Lisa Podcast. Are you ready to listen to the best podcast that's real, inspiring, and sometimes cringe? Okay, get ready, get comfy, and go! Hi everyone, I'm Lisa Waldron, and this happened. This is On the Go. Guys, I was in my car the other morning driving somewhere, and I had the radio on listening to some interesting information. I think it may have been NPR, but I didn't know. I think season 24, episode 9 is just going to be a wow, woozer for you guys. Like, wow, what is Lisa talking about? So this is something I didn't know, but I thought I'd share it along with you guys. Did you know that the state of, is it a state? No, yeah, West Virginia passes a bill allowing home distillation of liquor up to 5 gallons in the West Virginia legislation. In other words, guys, West Virginia, in the United States, West Virginia, they are allowing moonshine. You heard it, moonshine. In other words, liquor. They are legalizing moonshine because they're legalizing up to 5 gallons of it because that's like the number one recreational thing in West Virginia is moonshine. Can you believe that? I didn't know that. Like, why am I so excited about it? Because when I was driving, listening to it, I was like, really? That's what they do in West Virginia? That's their biggest thing? It's like moonshine? Wow. So, yeah, guys. So, they actually went and made that into law where the House, they approved the moonshine bill. It's actually called a moonshine bill. And basically, the moonshine bill would allow home distilling up to 25 gallons for one person age 21 and up in a household, or up to 50 gallons in a household with 2 or more of legal drinking age. In other words, the thing to do in West Virginia, starting at age 21, I'm sure they probably do it younger, but legally, age 21 and up, you can make your own moonshine up to 5 gallons. I didn't even know that was a thing. Did you guys know that? I thought that was so interesting. Like, wow, knowledge, just to share what on earth is going on. I was like, wow, they're not really like on TikTok or playing video games or whatever. They're over there making moonshine. I wonder how much money they make in doing that. Because a person who is licensed to manufacture alcoholic liquors in this state, they can sell the liquor. They may sell the liquors in that state only to West Virginia Alcohol Beverage Control. So I guess the whole state of West Virginia is an alcohol state. Who knew? Look it up. Do your research on it. Interesting. Now, on to today's episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am your host, Lisa Waldron, and this is Season 24, Episode 9. You're going to be shocked by the title, but not really. But where do I even begin? This will actually be short because I am not knowledgeable in this area, but that's why I was asking questions. Don't ask me where I was. Actually, I know where I was. And then, lately, guys, I have been starting random conversations. It's not even random. I am purposely talking to people. There was a time when, I wouldn't and just mind my own business. But I feel like we're in such a state right now that everybody wants to talk. And I don't want to live in regrets, never have. I mean, I may wish a few things that I can go back and do, but not many. I believe that everything in life happens for a reason. We may not know at that time. But anyway, guys, I was talking to a young lady. I was way across the other side of town. And it was just a simple conversation about her saying something about who is the baby? I don't. Oh, it's her godson. Her godson was crying after her because she had to go to work, and then I was like, oh, whatever, and I don't even know how we got on the subject. I don't even remember how we got on the subject. I think she said, I think I asked. Okay, I think this is what happened, guys. I was there and it's like I don't remember. I was trying to remember. I'm trying to give you play by play details. Hold on while I drink my water. So, anyway, I was like, what kind of work? Was I that bold to ask her, what kind of work do you do? Or something? Or she said something in reference to her work. And I kind of was like, am I sure what I'm hearing? Or did I ask? I don't remember because I was busy doing something else. Um, but anyway, she said a dancer. Now, automatically, here in Georgia, here in my mind, if you say a dancer, I don't want to be, it's not prejudice. It's put somebody in the box. But she has like, I don't know if it's a wig or something, but or it's you can tell, but she looks very, very nice. But she had piercing in her. I didn't even take a good look at her. Oh my god. I just glanced at her as we were talking because I was busy doing something, but because she was busy doing something also. I think she was busy. What was she doing? Was she busy putting on her makeup I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, here I am talking to this woman that I don't know. And it started off so simple, and then we got into a big conversation, and I wanted to ask her, you know what? I need to do a better job of just telling people I have a podcast, but I have been doing better and telling people about my YouTube channel. I could have done this a long, long time ago, but I just wanted my YouTube channel to grow organically with people finding it, whether it's by YouTube suggestion or whatever it is, or a name or whatever. But lately I'm just like in an I don't care attitude, meaning that I'm just gonna broadcast it to everybody if I could. I just have to feel people out and see. So I have been mentioning my YouTube channel, but I haven't been mentioning my podcast because I feel like if they go to my YouTube, they can see in the descriptions all the links and everything or whatever. Long story short, she said, I want to say I'm leaning more to the side of like she mentioned something that led to it, and then we're talking about all different kind of stuff, and just kept coming in and out of what she was trying to say. But I am alert. I think we both were doing something, and then I had a headache, so I was like kind of like in and out. And this is why you need to be responsive and not be doing anything when you're talking to somebody. But when you're in the middle of something and you're just making casual talk and you see the person is receptive and talking to you. So yeah. So then she mentioned dancer. So in my little old head, I said something to her. I said to her, okay, so let me just start off before I even get into this story by giving you a few definitions, because throughout this conversation with me and this lady, I know her name. And I'm afraid to say her name because I'm about to say the city, what part of town I am in Atlanta. Somebody told me it was North Decatur, but I don't want to say her name because if you go to strip clubs over on that side and I say her name and describe her, you will know exactly who I'm talking about and whatever, whatever. So I'm not going to say her name, but it does start with the letter K. And I don't know, somebody's going to go out there and go to every single strip club and look for somebody named with a letter K and try to put two and two together. But anyway, let me give you I was not in a strip club. Let's just put that out there. I was not in a strip club I've never been to a strip club. I have to say, I have never been to a strip club. And the conversation kind of got a little bit weird because she kind of like insinuated something like, I don't even know how it was. Like she kind of insinuated like Like she was trying to say, people like me. What she said, people like me. Um, I guess the way that I took it is like people like me. She was trying to say people like me. Um, Act like, oh, we were talking about the show. She mentioned dancing. I didn't even catch this until I was at home replaying the thoughts in my head, getting ready to talk to you guys about it. And this is why moving forward, I'm just going to whip out my recording. And, if I feel like I'm in a conversation that's good with someone, and just record it and ask for their permission if they want to be from on my podcast. Rather than me just going on, I would love to have the people's voice on there, or the person, and record it. But, baby steps. I didn't realize until I got home that I kept saying throughout the conversation to her, stripper, 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 stripper. She didn't correct me, but she probably was looking at me like, because she did say, when I did ask her, what exactly do you do? And she said, a dancer. But somehow in my head, I kept referring it to her as a stripper. I know exactly what she... So I said, and then somewhere along the conversation, I said, strip club. So anyway, let me just break down for you. I find this hilarious because I said to her during the conversation, I'm sorry, I just don't know. That's why I'm asking these questions, if you don't mind. I just don't know. I just kept saying that a lot. I didn't know. I just don't know. I didn't know. I just don't know. But, okay, so let me give you some definitions. Burlesque, if you ever hear this word, burlesque, is about the art of the tease as well as a celebration of the body and its many forms. Actually, I'm on Cura. A stripper is a person who works at a strip club and is fulfilling a demand for legal sexual activity. An exotic dancer is a softer way of saying stripper. And so some people were giving their thoughts on it. So I'm on the Cura side because I type in some kind of definition. What's the difference between a stripper and a dancer? Okay, so once again, the burlesque dancer, another way of saying it, is a scantily clad, provocatively dancing female accompanied by slapstick comedy, humor, short, entertaining, and humor skits, and striptease, of course. Okay. A stripper is someone who undresses to provide erotic pleasure to others by stripteasing and dancing very provocatively to music. And an exotic dancer is pretty much a euphemism for a stripper, except the stripper may sometimes perform an exotic dance like belly dancing or any other special dance, but the whole point of it is just striptease and stripping in general. So I read this earlier and I started laughing to myself because I was like, belly dancing? So belly dancing falls under exotic dance? Guys, if you watch my YouTube video, you know that I put on my little belly dancing skirt and whatever over my my little biker shorts or my whatever, and I dance and I sometimes do exercise to it. So why would they put belly dancing under exotic dancer? Well, anyway, she said that she is a dancer. So correct me, I'm wrong, ladies out there who are dancing for their money. Because that is their job, because I did ask her specific questions. And, I don't know if that is the new terminology. Like how back in the day, I'm just being factual in my next statement. Back in the day, they used to call little people dwarfs, but then they were like, no, that's not politically correct. And they wanted everyone to refer to them as little people. So I'm saying all of this to say, is that the same thing for strippers and dancers? Is that stripper is the former name, but now you're being referred to as dancer? That is one question I didn't ask because I didn't realize I was saying stripper, stripper. When I was asking or making a comment, I kept saying stripper instead of a dancer. And she didn't correct me. So I don't know if she just thought, why? I don't know. Or maybe she just knows it's the same thing. But Excuse my ignorance because it's not my part of the world. But I'm a kind of person where I like to be knowledgeable about certain things or whatever. Now, when I hear strip club, just a little fact, a little thing is that my son's father back in the day used to go to strip club with his buddies and whatever. And then sometimes when guys go to strip clubs, they come back a little, horny or whatever, and they want to, whatever. I don't know what or whatever. I don't know what the excitement is. I've never been, but throughout the years, I've heard that women also go to strip clubs. How the conversation also started was that she started to talk about how she didn't make a lot of money the night before, and then she was just describing how people just came in and da 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 da. So I said to her, "Oh my gosh, this is such a coincidence that you're talking about, you being a dancer, a stripper, and YouTube just fed me someone's video, just literally, how YouTube feeds you other people's videos? Out of the blue last night, I'm there, there's nothing good to watch, basically. So I'm there looking at YouTube, and then it feeds me this young girl, and I'm trying to tell her, and I couldn't remember the young girl because I've never seen this young girl before. And if you know, then comment and let me know. But there's a young lady on YouTube who is a stripper slash dancer. I don't know what is the correct name to go by. We'll just say stripper slash dancer. I just say both until somebody corrects me. But anyway, we're just saying dancer but I refer to it. I don't know why I'm concentrating on the stripper dancer part of it, whatever. 'Cause I don't want to offend anybody, but it is kind of like the same thing. I just read you the definitions out there. Unless like I said, you people are working these jobs. You know better than anybody else. So correct me, comment, let me know. But there was a young lady who was doing a YouTube short video, and she was counting her money and saying, how much money she makes. Now, this is what I said to the lady. I said, I was watching this video and I'm like looking at the girl counting her money, and I'm like saying to myself, I get what she's doing. She's trying to show you her world because everybody else shows you their world as a job. And that is their job, right? And here she is counting her money on TV. And I'm like, I don't think she should be counting her money on TV in case the IRS is looking at her and her money. You know what I mean? If you know, then go tell somebody, because I'm like, people whatever, people be hating on you and jealous and whatever, and we'll get into more on that. So then I said to her, I think I asked her, like, it wasn't in any particular order. We were talking about other stuff and whatever, but I said to her, but I kept coming back to the questions. I think at one point she must have figured, why am I asking? I just kept saying, I don't know, whatever. But let me just give you the details of what I asked her. Basically, obviously it's her job. She said it's her job. I said to her, let me ask you something. Who owns the strip club? That's when the strip club name came up. Who owns the strip club? Is it a man? And she said, actually, yes, it's a man and a woman and their husband and wife, right? Oh gosh, did that give that? Hope I didn't give that away, but there's probably husbands and wives out there. Because I was curious, so I said to her, I'll tell you why I asked that, because I was curious as to, I watch a lot of shows and whatever, and I think this is where it came in, like she said, you people, like she was referring to me, because I said, oh my gosh, I said to her, I've never been to a strip club, but I watched that show, and I couldn't remember the show. But let me see if you remember, if you guys know the show by me saying a couple of words. MIISSI. So by me saying that, do you know what show I'm talking about, people? She said, are you talking about P Valley? I said, yes. And I think she kind of insinuated like she looked at me like to say, I've always gotten this, like I look like a goody two shoe, and maybe I am to some degree, or I don't know, but like she wouldn't think that I would want. I said, listen, you'd be surprised. I watch like a variation of different shows, but something about, I don't remember. So we were talking about if the new season came on. This show, P Valley, is about strippers. Now it does get a little bit exotic out there, and I kind of like it because it's out there and it's funny. It has some funny things in there. Some scenes are like, I can do it out, but the storyline is kind of like interested, and it was filmed right here in Georgia, in Atlanta. So I was saying to her, oh, you know that it was filmed in Georgia? She said, yeah. I said, I wonder what strip club. Here I go again with the strip club, you know? And and she was like, I don't know, maybe they know but they're not saying, you know what I mean? But anyway, so we were talking about that, and I said to her, oh, trust me, I just like how I like watching Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Do you like watching that? And then she said no, she hasn't watched it. So I said, so somewhere along the conversation, I said to her, don't judge a book by its cover. You know what I mean? Because then I was talking about my business. We were talking about my business, and we were talking about all different kind of stuff. And then, and so I also asked her, I said, do you, no, then I asked her, I said, let me ask you something. The money that you make, the money that, I didn't want to say the money that they throw at you, so I didn't say that. I said the money that you get from dancing, is that your pay, or do the owners also give you like a base pay? She said, oh no, the money that we get, that's our pay, that's our money, right? I was like, oh, interesting. So it's kind of like, so I'm kind of like in my mind comparing it to the show, because a lot of the shows are based off some real thing, or some consultation or whatever. And as you know, some famous people work at the strip club, which is Cardi B and Nene, from Real Housewives, and some other famous people. And then when I think of strippers, guys, I have to tell you another little tidbit story. You're listening to Go 10 Lisa podcast with Lisa Waldron, where you can find a new episode each week by typing in Go, the number 10, followed by LISA. It's all one word, Go 10 Lisa. Go 10 Lisa podcast can be found on any podcast app. Just type it in, see my pink hair, subscribe, listen, share, tell a friend. So guys, let me just give a little fact. Let me drink my water because I think I blanked out. I don't know what's happened. I think I'm deprived of sleep, or I don't know. I felt earlier like I wanted to take a nap, but then my body wouldn't let me, but I know that I'm tired. So then I started to write down a list of all the things that I need to do and get it done by this weekend. Oh my goodness. So anyway, I was talking about the pay. I lost my train of thought, but anyway. It's all about the money. So that was by Tina Turner, Private Dancer, and basically, I can feel like my body is like wanting to sleep now. Oh, anyway, because I have so much to do, so I do apologize. But I did ask her about the money, and I said, oh, interesting. And then I did ask her about what is one thing that you want people to know, or it's kind of like, I don't want to say pet peeve, but later on I was giving her examples of me and my business. So when I was asking her something, I was also sharing something in regards to what I was doing, my business and everything, right? And I also mentioned Jamaica. I said, let me give an example. One of my pet peeves is that everyone thinks that every single Jamaican smokes weed. And that is not true. And that kind of like pisses me off every time, because you don't educate yourself to know the facts. So you just assume. So that's why I'm asking this young lady these questions, because when am I ever going to meet a stripper or a dancer again in my lifetime? But I remember now what I'm thinking of. Let me give you the little facts of when I hear stripper. So, one of my son's father exes back in the day, before my time, one of my best friends used to be roommates with her. It's a small world, and like I said, I think my friend would have been my friend. I think eventually, I don't know. I don't know. In other words, the way things happen in life, it was, I guess, destined or wanted to be. My son's father, there is a strip club in Fort Lauderdale. Is it on University in Fort Lauderdale? Like you're going towards, oh my gosh, like you're going towards commercial on University. I guess if you're coming from Oakland to a University or whatever, it's some restaurant. Is it Hooters or I don't remember. Maybe I'm confusing it with down here. But anyway, because Atlanta is the number one place for strip clubs. They did that study on the radio show like a couple of mornings, like last year, a couple of years ago, and I was like, whoa. I didn't know Atlanta had that many strip clubs. Wow, wow. I didn't even know it was like that. Sometimes when my son used to work downtown, well, he's still kind of, sort of, but when he worked at One Pacific Place downtown, the block before I reached his workplace, there was always a line. And I'm like, what are people lined up out there for? Is that a strip club? It didn't say like a typical strip club, but I'm like, because some actually say some kind of weird name that make it look like it's a strip, that make you think it's a strip club. But I was like, is it a comedy show? Because they do all that kind of stuff downtown, where they have the comedy shows and stuff that they're filming, and they have actual strip clubs and stuff or whatever. So I was like, why is people always lined up out here around the corner and they have big bodyguards? It must be a strip club, whatever. So anyway, so the little tidbit is that every time I pass this thing in Fort Lauderdale, this strip club place, I always think about my son's father. Like, like how sometimes I laugh, and you may think that I laugh at sometimes serious stuff or weird stuff. It's not. It's almost like a nervous laugh or a shocking laugh or some kind of laugh or I can't believe kind of laugh. That's the same kind of laugh my son's father has towards one of his exes back in the day, because he said that she ended up working at a strip club, and then he started laughing, and it's like he's like in shock, like he can't believe it, and smiling. So I guess how I knew is because he tells me mostly everything, and he told me, oh, I can't believe that she's this and that, because I said, because she needed money. Here I am, when I first heard of it, I didn't find it funny because it did cross my mind. You never know what you will do if you're in a desperate situation. She was able to work and get her money. So I don't even know if he's laughing at the fact that she's up there. And then I kind of like made a comment like, you never know what you're going to do. I'm not saying that you're going to do grotesque stuff and sell your soul, just for money or whatever, whatever. I think that's how he was looking at it. Like there's always a better option or whatever. But my point is that never say never, people, because you just don't know. And I kind of like was looking at it like, I can see myself doing it. You probably want to say, oh, she's a freak or whatever in the night or whatever. No, I'm not. It's just that, I like to dance, but I don't see myself doing that. You know what I mean? I do ask myself if I was in need. I mean, I have the boobs, people. I have a little bit of butt. I have a little bit of fat. You know what I mean? But can I get up on a pole and do all that sort of stuff? Who knows or whatever. I would just be laughing at myself. It's a job. People take it seriously. Don't get me wrong. But I am just so goofy in that way that I can see myself like going up there, but I don't think I can be naked. I don't think I could be naked dancing in front of a whole bunch of men unless you're my man. And then I have to ask myself, would I do that with just my man alone? I don't know. I think maybe, but then some. I don't know. I don't know. I would. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, but in front of a whole bunch of men, I don't know. You know what I mean? Listen, this is a job. There's a job out there for everybody. And then I asked her, I respect the game. I respect the hustle. I respect that they're doing what they have to do. I am not judgmental, not judging anybody. There's a job for everyone. Some people may even look down at a garbage man or maybe look down at an electrician. Some people may even look down at a finance person. People don't like certain careers or certain things. It doesn't matter how high, how low, or whatever. A job is a job. You're doing it either to the best of your ability and you're getting your pay and you're paying your bills and you're motivated or something. Some people may stay in it for a long time. People are just doing it temporarily, whatever the situation is. You can't be judgmental, people. You can't be judgmental or whatever because you don't know the situation. You don't know what you would do. So whatever, right? So I kept saying to her, oh, I'm just asking because I didn't know, right? And so I said to her, what is one thing that you, like a pet peeve or something that people would say about strippers? Here I go with the strippers again, even though she told me she was a dancer. And then she said, I said that people wouldn't think, or people would think of strippers. And you know what she told me? She said that the one thing, like I guess it's her pet peeve, is that she has her real body. You know, like how I just said I have my boobs, I don't have anything fake on me. Maybe the only thing fake is probably my hair color. That's the only thing that's not my own, you know what I mean, that I put on my hair. But she said that she has real boobs. She used another word with the T. She had real boobs and everything. And a lot of the girls get their T done, their boobs done, lips, nose, eyes, butt, cheek, whatever, whatever, to try to look like this. She didn't use this word, but I'm going to say it, like this silhouette thing. So I said, let me get this straight. So I didn't know that was a thing. I said, so they're actually getting a whole bunch of work done so they can look like the perfect dancer out there? Yes. And it kind of like irks her a little bit because she said a lot of the girls in the strip club can be petty. A lot of them, she says it's best. I'm just going to group a whole bunch of conversation together now. She says it's best. Okay, she dances by herself. Like she gets up and she dances. She makes her money. She makes her coin. She makes her bag and she goes, she's done. Here's another thing. I didn't know that the strip club have different shifts. I thought the strip club dancers were only at nighttime. No, there are strip club dancers in the daytime as well. So then I asked her what her hours were. She told me the hours. I won't say or whatever. But I was educated because I just assumed that everyone works at night. No, I think maybe they have a morning shift also, but I know that they have afternoon and they have nighttime dancers. She does dance by herself, but sometimes she says it's better if you dance with another person. And if you dance with another person, you can get like a routine. If you watch the show P-Valley, you see some girls dance together. So I said, if you guys dance together, that means that you guys are going to split the money, right? She says, yes. But she says a lot of the girls, they always think something different and they don't want to work together. Some girls, it's petty, they're fighting, they're watching, there's jealousy. I said, listen, girl, that's everywhere. That's everywhere. And here she is just trying to look for a way that, hey, we're in the same area, the same business. How about we just work together, get along? But no, it's kind of like I don't want to say cat fight, but it's kind of like a, oh, I'm better, this kind of whatever, whatever. So I said to her something, I asked her something along the line of, do you guys do, I asked her if she does, I said to her, do you allow the guys to touch you? No, do the guys touch you when you're dancing or whatever? And then she said, yes, but there's some girls that won't have any guys touch them at all. I said, oh, interesting. You know what I mean? And and I said, oh, you do private dancing, you know, because I know that much from watching the show that there's a separate area. They dance in front of everyone, but there's also a private section in the strip club that they dance and whatever. And then she made a comment to say something along the line like she has her customers, like if the customers call her. I said, oh, so you have you own little clientele. And that's when I was saying to her about business and how a lot of people don't realize that when you build the clientele, a lot of these people will be return customers. It doesn't matter what industry you are. That's just basic customer service 101. You understand me? It's to build a relationship with your customers. But I didn't know that they had, like, she had her own, you know, customers that would call her to tell her to come out there and dance or do whatever and whatever, you know. I don't say whatever. She said she's a dancer, so that's what she dancing to. But I didn't ask any specific as if she stripped down naked or all. I didn't care to know, but you know, whatever. So I did ask her, do you take any days off? And guess what the answer is? No. But she can take any days off that she wants. But if you're making money, just like how I'm making money, and you're relying on that money to pay your bills, take care of your family, you know, whatever the situation is, or she's rooming with someone, whatever, you know, there are going to be nights that your business is slow, or afternoons or mornings, just like a regular job. Here I am with my business. My business, like, even though I go to the farmers markets and do events or whatever, it's not consistent like a regular paying job, company, corporate world, where let's say you get $2,000 every week. I'm just throwing out numbers. It's not like you're going to get a guaranteed 2,000 every week. When you're an entrepreneur and when you're doing stuff like what she's doing, what I'm doing, what other entrepreneurs, that money fluctuates. You know what I mean? It's not like a set number. You may have a good week, a good day, a good month, or, you know what I mean? It fluctuates. So you have to come up with either other ways to make your money, or you can tell that she's working hard. We're all working hard. There's inflation out there or whatever. But I just wanted to do like a different kind of episode today. You know, maybe I will meet someone out there again that just what's the coincidence that I just saw one on YouTube, and then the next day I actually ran into somebody and just made a simple conversation for only to it to lead that she's also like the lady that I saw on YouTube. But like I said, the girl on YouTube is proud of her money. She's trying to show you her job. That is her job. That is her job. But I would be careful just showing your money to anybody, especially if anybody knows where you live. You just have to be careful nowadays, ladies, in what you show. Even in a regular video, something so simple, you don't know who and who is putting the pieces together. To just be careful. Even if you're leaving the strip club, you know, take different routes home. You know, you don't know who is actually watching. You don't know. I just say to people, just be careful. You know what I mean? And but I thank her. I thank her for sharing her story. I thank her for we talked about other stuff that was funny as well. But at the end, I was like, go get your money, girl. Go get your bag. She was like, thank you, sis. And I was like, cause I can understand from a worker's point of view. You're trying to make the money because nobody out here is doing right by the people. You know what I mean? And, you think that people wake up in the morning or grow up and say, I want to do X, Y, and Z as a job. No, it's something that maybe it's the only job. Don't look down at such a job because you may not do it, but that job pays more than your job will ever pay. Listen, I say shout out to all the strippers, to all the dancers out there. Shout out to everyone who is doing a weird job. And I won't even say weird. It's kind of like who's doing a job that not the average person would do. And shout out for you doing your best and going out there and getting your coins, getting your bags out there. And so as I was like, don't judge a book by its cover, because I was telling her, you don't know who that particular customer is. You don't know, if you may think that customer may not spend money, but it's the ones that you don't think are going to spend the money that spend the most money. So don't ever judge a book by its cover. You know what I mean? Don't ever look at me and think that, oh, people like you, think that X, Y, and Z or whatever. You don't know me, just like how you think that people judge you about certain things by how you look. But she said the same thing. People look at her and think one way. And then she said, just get to know me. Just talk to me and get to know me. And I can honestly relate to her about that. You understand me? Because I didn't even think that she would answer me, and I didn't even think that we would talk for so long as long as we did. And just sharing things, and I was curious and I just wanted to ask. But maybe one day, I don't think so, but I don't think so, guys. Maybe if I was younger, but I don't think so, because if I was younger, I would have done it. I have I been no. I was trying to think of something. I was trying to think like, no, I haven't been. I was trying to think like, did I walk through some place? What am I thinking that I walked through some place, or was walking through a restaurant or something a long time ago when I was younger, and then come to find out or whatever. Or maybe the place used to be something like that. But I've never been to a strip club. I have no need to go to a strip club, people. If I did, maybe I would have done it. I was curious back then, but I'm not the kind of person to do that. I'm more of a kind of person that would do other stuff that are interested in me. There's no down part of it. It's not something that I really want to see. But I love to meet people and I love to talk to people, and I have been doing a lot of that lately. And I have been sharing some of it with you, and there's more to come. So I thought this was an interesting conversation that I just wanted to share with you guys. Hope that you guys didn't think that was all off. Comment down below, whether on YouTube or on the podcast, what your thoughts are. If you have been to a strip club, what did you think? What is the correct names that the ladies are going by now? And tell a friend, and hope that we have more conversations like this. Until next time, peace, love. Bye.